Hey there, my friends. It's Jen Pitta with By the Shore Stamping. Welcome into another Facebook Live with me on Thursday at 2. I'm super excited today. I'm going to share with you something I shared with my paper share folks last week, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently today. So we're going to do a Starburst demo. So we're going to do a Starburst card. So hopefully this works well. I kind of prepped it, but I didn't really do a test run, which I usually do. So we'll see how that works out. But what's the fun in, knowing exactly what you're doing, right? So I'm going to just do a really quick demo, I think, today, but I thought it would be a fun way to show you how to use up some paper because I know we all have a bunch of that. So I hope you're having a great day today. I'm just going to quickly, don't mind me as I look away for a second, I'm going to quickly pull this up on my computer so that I can see comments because I can't see them on the phone anymore, which is really annoying. So if you're here, go ahead and pop a little note below, just make sure I can see you. And then I'm going to go ahead and get this switched around as soon as I get this up and running. Yep, it looks good. Okay, so let me switch this around and then we can go ahead and do our quick little demo. Hold on 1 second for me as I get this in here. All right, there we go. That looks good. All right, so let me show you what I mean by a Starburst card first, and then I'll show you, because I'm going to do it a little bit differently today. So this is a Starburst card. So it's a great way to use up some of your pattern papers, and it works really great with the Stampin' Up! Pattern papers because obviously they're all designed to coordinate together. So if you pick one package of paper, then you know everything's going to work and coordinate together. You do usually want to have some like bolder prints mixed in with some more subtle prints so it just looks a little bit cleaner, but you could use anything together. So that's what we're going to do, but today I'm going to actually do, hi there ladies, I'm going to actually do it a little bit differently. So I did the Starburst from this bottom corner, and you can really make it from wherever you want, but I'm going to try and do it from the center. So when I did this one, I only needed 3 sheets, I think it was 3 sheets of because I think I didn't use one. 3 sheets of 2x6 paper. So I actually have more than that today. I'm going to use the Forever Greenery, which is really cool because it's all kind of the same color scheme. But I have 4 pieces. I hope that's enough, actually. I probably should have cut 5. You know what? Before I get too far, I might see if I can snag one more pattern out of here that I haven't already done. Probably this one. Let me see if I have a half sheet of that I can cut up, because I think I might need a little more, and I don't already have one of those cut, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this. And again, so the measurement is 6 by 2 for a regular card base, so I'm doing a 5.5 by 8.5 inch card. So I'm just going to cut off 2 here. I'm off the screen, I know, I'm sorry. I'm just cutting a quick piece of paper, and then by 6. So that gives me 1 more. And then I'm going to show you how to, whoops, I just scored it. How to get that to work. Okay, so I have 5 pieces. I'm not sure if I'll need all 5, but I think it was easier to cut it now before my desk gets too crazy. All right, so let me put that out of the way. And then I'm going to pull this on. So I have 5 pieces of 6 by 2 cards, paper, pattern paper that all coordinate. I'm going to straighten you out here because you're a little crooked. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my paper trimmer. I'm going to use my Stampin' Up! Trimmer because what's really great about this one is I can line up the corners of this cardstock right on my cutting track down here. And then I'm just going to cut them right in half. Okay. I can get that lined up. There we go. So there's 1. And I'm going to cut all 5 of them. So you're just going to go ahead and cut those. Are you guys seeing me okay? It looks like I'm freezing on my computer. Hold on. Let me refresh this and see if it's working. Okay, it looks like it is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut all 5 of these right in half. So just putting the corners lined up on the cutting track. Like that. Okay. Oh, good. Thanks, Nicole. I don't know why my computer, it could be my computer. My computer is really old. It's like 9 years or 8 years old, and it really needs to be replaced, and it's kind of panicking me because there's so much stuff on that thing that I need to save before anything happens to it. All right, and then the last one, I love this pattern paper. This is my favorite. The last one is this one, and again, I'm just going to line it up on the cutting track and then cut it in half. And then we're all done with the cutting. Now it's really just assembling our Starburst. So I pulled just Jade as my card base, so that's 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to set that aside for right now. And I also pulled a piece of our gold foil paper that is 4 by 5.25. And then I have a white piece here. Oh, I felt like I was going to sneeze, but I'm not. I have a white piece here that's 3 3/4 by 5. And now we have our pieces of paper here. So I'm going to just kind of pull these so you can see all of the different patterns. And again, you want to kind of pair more subtle with more bold. So that's why I'm kind of just looking at all of these to see what would look good together and what might be a little bit too much. So I like these, oh, that's the same one as that one. I like these Greenery ones. I think that looks really pretty. Okay, so let me go ahead and I'm gonna slide these over. I again want, so on the one that I did first, remember I said I started it in here, so you would just kind of start down the bottom and you kind of overlap them as you go up like this, and then we trim off. But this one, like I said, I want to do it in the middle. I want it to be kind of in the middle, so I'm hoping this will be enough cardstock to get all the way around. But if not, we may be able to use some of the edges. So I'm just going to kind of line this up a little bit first to see if that will be enough, because I've used every pattern in the pack, so it might not be. Let's see. And I'm just going to kind of, and it doesn't have to line up perfectly in the middle, but yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be enough to go all the way around without reusing some paper, but we'll see. Yeah, I've only got one more left, so I guess you kind of have to do it off to one side in order for it to work, unless I was to trim this off and put those down here. But then I think it would look weird because it would be half skinny, half not. So the other thing we could do is leave it like this, so it's kind of like a side one, and then do maybe like a solid under here and stamp there actually. So maybe I'll try that. Let me see. I don't know what happened to my ruler. My ruler is missing. I would say that's probably about 2 inches. So now I don't really want to just Jade bottom. I want, oh, you know what I'll do? I'll do soft seafoam down there. So let's try this. I told you I'm totally winging this today. I wanted it to be kind of in the middle, so I'm trying to figure out how we can do that. And I mean, of course, you could just kind of cut more patterns and go all the way around, but I was trying not to use the same pattern twice. So my improvise for this, I'm going to cut this 2 by 3 3/4, which is the size. 3 3/4 is the length of this Whisper White. Ooh, I just made it. It's not quite 2, but I can fix that. So I'm going to tape that down there, I think. And then I'm going to layer these so that they layer on top of this. I'm kind of thinking out loud, and I may change my mind, so just bear with me for a second. Like that. So that the cardstock is coming out from underneath. Like that. And like that. So it's kind of like a half moon here. It's hard to visualize with all of this here. So it's going to be, I think I'm going to pull it down a little bit. It's not quite so much. And we can overlap them a little bit too, but I'm going to try and butt them up against and see. See, like over here isn't really, you're not really seeing much of that pattern. So I'm not sure how that will work out. Whoops. Oh, goodness. Now I'm making a mess. All right. So that would be like that. I kind of want it so that it's more on an angle like that, I think. like that. And then it's just kind of tucking out from under here. I think that might be kind of cool. All right, so I'm just going to commit. We're going to try this and see what happens. So as I said, I did not try this. I don't know how it's going to work, but we're going to do our best. So I'm going to tape this down because I'm pretty sure I want that to be here. So I'm going to tape that down. And then I think I'm going to, like I said, I think I want this to kind of be coming down like this. So it's a half circle kind of cutting here. But we need it to cover this little side. I should have made that piece a little bit bigger. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and tape this one down first so I make sure it covers. I'm just going to put tape there because it's most likely not going to make it all the way. I'm going to do that. And then I want this one to kind of be, so it's like cutting it in half here. So I'm going to put that one down next. And then I'm going to work my way over and we'll see how it works out. Cross your fingers for me. But again, it's all just paper, so whatever, right? I'm going to go ahead and tape these down. And I'm just going to butt them up against each other. Like I said, you can overlap them if you need them to. And I'm not really paying all that much attention to what patterns are where. So, like I said, they're all coordinating, so it doesn't really matter. Hi, Lisa. Okay. Susan, I did do measurements, but they're all pretty basic. So you're going to start with, I started with 5 pieces of 6x2 pattern paper. And then this base piece is 3 3/4 by 5. So that's really the only measurements we have. Whoops, I put too much tape everywhere. And this is kind of going to end up covering that one, I think, but we'll see. Whatever. We're winging it. Okay. I wonder if I should start doing, because this is going to end up being kind of like this. It's not going to end up meeting that one. Oh, bother. So I may, let me just look here. Let's just see what happens. I think it's just going to go like that and like that. So it will only show just a kind of little bit there. But I think I'm going to leave it. That's fine. I'm okay with that. So if you really wanted to start in the center, you're going to need lots of different patterns. So I had 5 different patterns to start. So 10. No, did I only have 5? Because actually there's 6 pieces of paper in here. But I still don't think that would have been enough anyway. So you just need lots of patterns if you wanted to go all the way around and start in the middle. But I kind of like this because it's kind of doing like a little jagged thing here. And I have some ideas in my head here. Alright, and then I'm going to stick this here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pick this up. And see, now we have all these colors on the back. And we're going to just trim these down. And there may still be stickiness on here, so I should really be using my adhesive scissors, but I don't think these are them. I have set scissors for adhesive, set scissors for ribbon, and then set scissors for just cutting. And I should be using the the adhesive ones right now, because there's still extra adhesive on the backs of some of this stuff. But you can clean your snips with just some rubbing alcohol. Okay, so I'm gonna slide all of that out of the way. And this is what we ended up with, which is cool. I feel like, and this is what I was envisioning when I saw that little triangle. For some reason I was seeing torn paper. So I'm going to grab another coordinating color, which is Pretty Peacock. And I'm going to cut it. Of course, it's on an angle here, so it's kind of hard to know. And like I said, I lost all of my rulers. I don't know how this happened, but they are all missing. I have 2 of them that I use all the time. That was not long enough, but that will work. So I'm just going to actually tear this. And when you're tearing, it's best to tear towards you. Like this. And actually, I probably should have cut it on an angle first, but I'm going to cut it on an angle. That's too long, but this is the idea that I want. Actually, you know what? I'm going to tuck it under. So I'm just going to trim that down just a little bit. And I don't think I taped this down really well. I did not. So I can tuck it in here. Because I want a little bit of torn edges to kind of come through. But I want a little bit less. I want it just a tiny bit showing. So I'm going to trim this down even more. I'm actually going to tear it so nobody will see the other side anyway. It's easier. If you're looking for really precise stamping here, yeah, that's not me. Alright, here we go. And then we're going to stick that under there like that. I think this side still needs to be, yeah, kind of like that. It still kind of needs to be trimmed, but I'm going to leave it. So I'm going to go ahead and tape this a little bit better now, so it stays put. And then I'm going to trim the sides. That didn't really work, but hold on. I'll fix it in a second. Trim this. I'm going to trim this. I missed some of this stuff here on the edge, like that. Okay, see where I'm going now? I'm going to grab some of my Tombow because that didn't really tape very well. I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue here, just to kind of keep that down. Okay, like that. All right, and then I pulled in the Forever Greenery ribbon, which is part of the suite. This looks kind of off-white to me, so I don't think it's going to work for this one. And this one, I'm actually using gold as one of my layering, so I'm going to go ahead and use this gold piece. And I'm going to kind of have it go right across that little seam and end over here. We will do a little extra over here because I think I want a bow. So I'm just going to kind of, I'm going to go 3 times like this. We'll cut that. I'm surprised those cut because I was just playing with glue, but they did. And then I'm going to tie this right here, kind of where that Starburst meets. I always tie a knot first when I'm using a really thin twine like this. I tie a knot because it gives you more stability when you go to tie the bow. And it helps if you can use your little middle finger to kind of hold that in place. It's funny, when I was a kid, I used to wrap presents with my toes. Like, I would use my toe to kind of hold the wrapping paper. I probably shouldn't admit this. I would use my toe to hold the wrapping paper in place while I got the tape. And so my mom always called me like a little monkey because she, you know, I use all my limbs to do everything. So I don't use my feet to make cards, I promise, but I do use all of my fingers to really get everything to work the right way. So probably TMI for you right now, but I'm just telling you, being who I am, I'm a little crazy. All right, here we go. I'm gonna cut those off. I used way too much ribbon on that, but that's okay. Here we go. So there's that. It's coming together, right? Now, so remember, this is gonna get popped up onto the gold like that. And then we're going to put it on our card base. So let me just fold this in half. Again, this was 5.5 by 8.5. And the gold piece was 4 by 5.25. Like that. So then this will get popped up on top of here, right? And now I think I'm going to stamp my sentiment down here. So I'm going to use the Forever Fern stamp set, which coordinates with this paper. I originally was going to use the To a Friend and do a little circle because I was thinking it was going to be in the middle. But I'm actually kind of loving how this is working. So see, sometimes these things happen for a reason. I'm trying to think if I want a You Can Do This. I think I'll use a hello because I can probably use that more than a You Can Do This right now, although that's always good too. Now, the question is, I think I'm going to put it right over here, kind of in that open space. I'm going to use Early Espresso. I almost dropped that on the card. I would have cried. Okay. Go ahead and stamp that straight down, straight up, like that. I'm going to close this so we don't have any accidents. I'm going to put this onto my gold paper with dimensionals. So I'll flip that over. And put this on like this. And one more for good luck here. I'm in the middle of mailing out holiday catalogs, and it is insane in my room right now. I don't know if you guys saw the picture. There's so many packages, and I've already sent 2 packages to the post office already. So you should all be getting some good happy mail if you filled out my form a week or so ago. I think I did that. So those are going out shortly. Super excited. I think you guys are going to love the new holiday catalog, and I will start playing with some of that new stuff soon. I actually have a whole box of it in my closet right now that I haven't even touched, and it's killing me, but I've had so much other stuff going on that I didn't have time to play yet. So maybe I'll do a little unboxing this weekend. That would be fun. I like to do that because I honestly haven't even really looked at most of it. Alright, so there's that. Pretty cool, right? Alright, so the last thing I always like to do is add some bling. So I'm going to grab, actually, you know what? I might add some of these too, if I have any little ones left. I think those little wood elements might be fun. But I'm also going to grab, do I have any of the Gilded gems? I do. I only have big ones though, I think. Well, I might use some of those. Okay, I have these little ones here that aren't really all that little, but I'm going to do that. So I'm going to add some of these. Maybe over here. And I feel like that one should be higher. Let's do that. And that one there. And then I'm thinking it might be cool to add some of these little wood elements. These are from the In Good Taste suite, I believe. But they work really nice with this one too. And they've got some like texture on them. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's got kind of like the imprint of the leaves. But I'm thinking it might be cute if we do this. See, this is what happens. Like, I start with a simple card and then I just start adding more stuff. Are you guys like that? I am not a simple stamper. I love all the things. But that's because it's what makes me happy. All right, I think it needs to go this way because otherwise it will be in the way. Maybe like that. Do we like it with the wood? Yay or nay on the wood? Why do I only use odd numbers on embellishments? It's actually a design principle. It was something I read a long time ago that you should use odd numbers when designing because it's actually more pleasing to the eye. I don't know why, but that is what I read and it's just stuck with me, so I kind of stick with it. So yeah, it's totally not a rule. It's totally not must, but I find that I do like it that way too. All right, what do we think on the wood? Should we keep the wood? Looks pretty, you like it? Okay, let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna use, I guess I'll use the Tombow for these. I could use the fine, I'm gonna use the fine tip because it's pretty fine. The fine tip will be a little easier for me to work with. So let's go ahead and pull that off. And I'm just gonna do this also, well, they both dry clear, so it doesn't really matter. But you can get a lot thinner line with this one. All right. And I'm going to stick that kind of right there. You do want to just kind of press and hold that for a second so it stays put. Like that. It will take it a little bit to dry, but as long as you just hold it for a minute, let it kind of set there. I could probably still move it, but it's not going to like slide on its own now because I kind of let it sit for a minute. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this one, but I'm going to have it come down here like that. Okay, I'm going to hold that one for a second, and then I think we'll be done. Oh, good. I'm glad you like it, Kathy. I'm kind of like it too, considering it was a totally off-the-cuff sort of card. Just kind of playing around. I just wanted to show you that Starburst. So again, if you missed the beginning, we did the Starburst by cutting ourselves, I think I started with 5 6x2 pieces of pattern paper, and then you stick them in your paper trimmer with the points on your cutting track and just cut those in half, and then you have a front and back side. So it works best if you have a double-sided paper, otherwise you'll need even more sheets. But it would probably be better. I kind of like it this way. I was looking for it to kind of center and go all the way around, but you would need a lot of different patterns, or you would just need to repeat the pattern, which might be cool too. You could do it so that like this pattern is opposite this pattern on the other side. That might be the way to do it, is kind of opposite them. That would be cool too. But I kind of love how this one came out in the end. It was really kind of cool. I don't know why, when I was done, I don't know if this happens to you, but when I'm designing sometimes, all of a sudden I'll just get like an image in my head, and I was just seeing torn paper, and I love how that came out. Actually, I like how that looks. So sometimes my brain is pretty cool like that. I don't know if yours does that too, but I'll just be working on something and something pops into my head, and that was what happened today. And I actually really love how this one came out. So I hope you love it too. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And if you liked this video and you want to share it, I would be so grateful. And I will go ahead and pop this up on my YouTube channel soon too, just so that's there for you to go back to and refer to when you're ready to create it on your own. All right, have a great day, guys, and an awesome weekend. We'll see you next week. Bye.